Hey everyone, I'm Nick Martin. This is AfterBuzz TV's mini spotlight, and today we have a very special guest, Jeremy Valdez, who you know from The Bold and the Beautiful, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick Martin. This is AfterBuzz TV's mini spotlight on, and we have a very special guest. We have Jeremy Valdez, who plays Detective Alex Sanchez on The Bold and Beautiful.
Yes.
Now, this is a huge show.
Really big show.
Really big. I think I even downplayed it. It should be a huge show.
Huge, worldwide,
Huge.
massive.
Worldwide. Yeah, where's a country, even just talking about it, where's a country that you've heard from a fan who's reached out to you that you're like, yo, come there?
Like Poland, Italy, you name it. They're Holland.
That's insane.
They're everywhere. Bold and Beautiful fans are the best fans on the planet. And they are ravenous for the shows, for the storylines. They always want inside tips. They always want to know, okay, what's going to happen next? And it's
Have you had any money offers for insider tips?
Not that I can talk about. No, I haven't. But no, I'm sworn to secrecy on anything. The producers.
NDAs off the wazoo.
Yeah, they would kill me.
Completely. 31 years. I know we just discussed 31 years.
The show's been on for 31 years. We just had our 31-year anniversary.
So that's crazy to be part of that. Yeah. I mean, how was it getting cast for, you know, a show like this with the magnitude and the fan base of this?
To be honest with you, I had never done a daytime show before. I'd done a lot of primetime shows, a lot of feature films, and I never even auditioned for a daytime show before. But my agent and manager sent me the script and the audition, and they're like, do you want to go into this? I was like, this sounds pretty interesting, and it's super juicy, and I said, yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, like, say no more.
Yeah, say no more.
Juicy? Like, say no more.
So I went in, and it's a really big process to, you know, you're an actor, to get a show like this, to, you know, all the readings you have to do. You start with the casting directors, then you move on to the producers, the creators, the writers, the executive producers, and you end up in like a big office with a bunch of people sitting there watching you act in the most like unorganic acting experience of all time. Yeah. And but you know, that's part of the job. That's acting. That's what I mean. You know, auditioning is the job. And so, but I was very fortunate to land it.
You know, is acting in a role like this different than a feature film that isn't, you know, daytime soaps? We all picture, you know, acting like, oh, who killed the maid?
You're thinking of like novellas, like Mexican soap operas when they're like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, no, it's not like that. To be honest with you, I think that daytime actors have the hardest job in acting. And I'm not just saying that because I'm working on the show. I'm saying it because it is so intense. There's so much going on. There's so much line memorization. I had no idea. So to do like one episode of an hour-long show, like I don't know, whatever your favorite primetime show is, that usually takes about 8 days to shoot.
Oh, okay.
So we shoot like 7 episodes or 5 episodes to 7 episodes in a 4-day work week because we don't work on Fridays.
So
yeah, it's
like
nuts.
8-hour episodes are filmed in 4
No,
to 5?
Bold and Beautiful is only 30 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, so we will be shooting parts of episodes here and there in the same day, and like I was just telling you that my son was just recently born. Yeah. And so I mean, Bold and Beautiful stops for no man or child. And the day after my son was born, I was back on set and I had like over 40 pages of dialogue, and I was just like, oh my God, this is so intense. But it's such a fun set to work on, and the people are so cool, and the other actors and the crew members, the producers, everybody's just, it's like a huge family. Yeah. So, you know, I just started working on the show a few months ago, and it was a little daunting at first because it's like being the new kid in high school. You know, you're coming in.
I can see that.
These guys have all been together since they were in kindergarten, and you're coming in senior year, and you're like, hi. But it wasn't. That's like the story I wrote in my head. Yeah. But when you get there, everybody just welcomes you with open arms, and they want you to do great, and they know how intense it is, and they want you to succeed. So yeah, that's been my experience so far.
It sounds like you've had a good experience, and it seems like everything has been new in a sense of style of shooting, you know?
Oh, it's multicam. And
crazy.
so in the sets there, you know, you've seen these sets for 31 years.
Yeah.
You know, evolve actually, but you know, they're on these stages, and you shoot multicam, so there's a bunch of different cameras going at one time. The director isn't on the stage with you like you would be in a feature film or a primetime show.
Yeah.
They're in a booth and they're talking to you like the voice of God. But and it moves super fast. You know, 1, 2, maybe 3 takes.
Really?
Yeah.
And then next, you have to memorize the next set of lines or monologue.
Exactly,
or
the next scene, whatever, and everybody kind of has, you know, their own style and their own, you know, their own tricks for doing the memorization.
Yeah.
Everybody works together. We are all always hanging out in each other's dressing rooms and helping each other. If, you know, there's been times when I've showed up to work early just so I can, you know, because I want you to succeed in the scenes we're doing.
Yeah.
And just to go over them with
I can imagine it's so hectic, but you obviously pull it off like really well.
Yeah.
You know, the fans I'm sure are reaching out to you. Are you almost, you know, do you see yourself as one of the fan favorites at this point with your character? He's new.
I think I'm getting a lot of love from the fans.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for that. But you know, I mean, some of these actors, they're just, the fans are in love with these actors.
Yeah.
So I think they are warming to me at this point. I think the messages I get on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook have all been super positive.
Yeah.
And everybody's, oh, what's next for Detective Sanchez? I hope they write a storyline with this happening, with that happening. And I respond to everybody on Twitter. Like, that's like part of my job, I feel like, because
fan interaction.
I value the fans so much that I take time during my day to sit down and say, okay, I want to interact with all these fans. And they're all super surprised. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that Jeremy actually answers us back. And no, of course, I value it.
Well, now you know, if you send a message, you're going to get something back.
And it's from me. People are always like, this isn't really you. This isn't the real Jeremy. I'm like, no, seriously, it's me. I'm sitting on my couch eating soup, you know?
Prove it. Pictures or didn't happen, man.
Right.
That's amazing. I feel like, you know, some even of the crew has been there so long that they're a part of this family. I feel like there's no crew, no new, you know, anyone. Sound department is probably the same exact team.
Well, I mean, it evolves, but yeah, there's people there that have been there for a long time.
That's incredible. I mean,
and they love it, and they stick around and they keep coming back because it's a cool place to work.
Yeah.
And the show's intense, and people have fun, and that's why we do this, right?
So there's room for fun. There's room for fun without so much of a crazy schedule. There's still room for fun on set.
Exactly.
And in between takes.
Yeah. Even though it's super intense and everybody wants to do their best, there's room for fun.
Yeah. Did you ever imagine yourself being a part of a soap opera when you first, you know, not even when you first began acting, but even, you know, in the middle of your career up till now? Were you like, you know, one day I would like to do that, or is it just spring on you?
I take them as they come.
Yeah.
I just look for interesting work, and that's kind of the way I've faced my career. Is you know, what's interesting, and that's what I want to be a part of, because the hours are long and it's very intense, and it's very hard to face the rejection that you go through every day auditioning for projects.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna face the rejection, I want to face the rejection with something that's super interesting. To me, right?
Yeah, no,
like
I believe you.
Right, but I mean, I've done some really cool, like, independent feature films that premiered at Sundance. I had 2 films back to back at Sundance, and they were big, like, Sundance hits. But you know, maybe not that many people got to see them. You know, maybe 1 million or 2 million people, and something like this, you know, hundreds of millions of people watch.
Internationally compared to that.
Exactly, and that's a cool thing.
This would leave a good memory. I mean, you know, say if your character was finished right now, would you look back and be like, that was a great time no matter what, even though I'm done? Or would you be like, yo, you need to write me in for many more seasons to go. I love being a part of this.
Oh no, I've talked to Brad Bell, who's the executive producer. I'm like, Brad, I wouldn't mind being on this for a long time.
Oh,
because it's cool. And the studio's right by my house. I can walk to work.
I do enjoy work, but it's for the distance. Now, is there anything else you're working on besides this, or is it mainly just focused on this? Because you do have a baby now.
Yeah,
and
it's kind of baby focused right now, and then I have a couple projects that I'm writing and producing. One is a comedy called Spinners. That has to do with the guys that spin signs on the corner of the street.
Oh, sweet.
It's kind of like Caddyshack meets Bring It On meets Superbad.
Yeah.
And my writing partner, Tony Gapstone, who's a writer-director in San Francisco, and I've been working on that for like a year and a half now, and so that's something I'm working on. And then always on the grind, always looking for something interesting. Still auditioning, you know, for when I'm not working on the show, because as a daytime actor, once you have a storyline and that storyline comes to fruition, you're waiting for them to write your next storyline. So I have time right now where I can go and work on another show for a little bit, or go and do you know, a role in a film.
Well, I want to see this sign spinning film come to life.
Right?
Is it a film or TV show?
No, it's a feature film.
It's a feature film, because I feel like sometimes I see auditions and casting calls for people who can actually spin signs. They're like advanced level, and I'm like, okay, I can't BS that.
No, exactly. There's a thing called the Spinning World Championships, and it's a real thing in our film. You know, that's kind of that's the apex of the film at the end. And when I've pitched this script to people, they're like, well, that sounds cool, but who's gonna buy that there's a Spinning World Championships? I'm like, YouTube, it's every year, it's in Vegas, and it's massive, and it has sponsors, and these guys are rock stars.
It's like the pizza dough. They have pizza dough, like spinning championships, yo-yo.
Really?
They have everything. Everything has a championship.
This is a big deal.
Because those guys who you will stop at a red light and you will stay at the red light even when it turns green.
Right.
You know, watch these guys spin signs. But that's amazing that this new project. Is there anything else now? You know, writing, auditioning for new stuff. What would be the ideal next project, or in between project while you're still on this? Next Avengers.
Or the next Avatar movie. Now, you know, it's,
hey, that would be huge.
I know.
You know, some people are going to be dying apparently in this new Infinity War.
Yeah, I mean.
So there's some spots to make.
Exactly. There's, you know, it's like I said, it's just working on interesting projects with cool people.
Yeah.
And that's why we do it. I want to work with cool people.
Who would your ideal, you know, castmate be? Who would just be the dream? You know, I'm sure you've already worked with dream castmates, but who is somebody new that you would love to work with? Anyone.
Well, like Cate Blanchett or Daniel Day-Lewis, even though I think he just retired apparently after
I've heard that
Phantom Thread, which I hope he didn't, because he's such a brilliant actor. Yeah, probably like Cate Blanchett and Daniel Day-Lewis, just because I think they're so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Or DiCaprio, or, you know.
Oh, no.
Work on a Scorsese
I mean, these are all amazing.
I think Tom Hardy's insane, and I'd love just to see what goes on in his mind.
Apparently, his new Venom actually his acting is at an all-time high, just like insane.
Really?
Yeah, that's what reports are saying.
He did this movie called Legend, where he plays twins. Did you see that?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, the Cray brothers in the East End of London, and it came out a couple of years ago. Watch it, and that's his.
What was it called again?
It's called Legend.
Legend, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just insane
how good he is. Yeah, so I'm just like, I would love to work with Tom Hardy.
Did you see Dunkirk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's in it too, and he's crazy in it too. Well, now we're just discussing. Have you seen this one too? Well, I hope you get to work with these people in the future.
Thank you.
And I hope you have continued success with The Bold and Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I do too. I'm really looking forward to the next storyline coming to fruition, and I'm looking forward to going back and hanging out with my friends and, you know, chopping it up and memorizing.
Any tips for the fans out there for what's going to happen next?
No, I can't say a word. I'm sworn to any type of storyline secrecy, so no.
Thank you for being in here.
Hot flames underneath my feet, and I wouldn't say anything.
You won't budge at all. You'd be like, I live too close to lose this job. I live too close to the studio. So thank you so much, and where can we find you at social media-wise? My Instagram and Twitter are the same thing. It's at Jeremy Ray Valdez, so JeremyRayValdez, and that's Twitter and Instagram, and just Jeremy Ray Valdez on Facebook. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm Nick Mardi. This was AfterBuzz TV's Mini Spotlight, and that's a day. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.